This video is brought to you by Surfshark VPN. Welcome to Electrified, it's your host Dylan Loomis. Quick shout out to my new patrons E&M and Matt B. Thank you guys for choosing to support the channel. And I haven't asked you guys in a while, so how can I make my videos better? Please do not pull any punches. Let me know your feedback below. I want to keep getting better, and a huge part of that is catering to you, the audience that is here now. So let me know whatever is on your mind, however I can get better. Quick clarification on Tesla's lithium supply deal. Yesterday, Rob said it might be good for 1.3 million vehicles in the first year and up to 2 million vehicles each subsequent year. And in my episode, I mentioned 350,000 vehicles. So where is this discrepancy? Well, this comment was pinned by Rob. I won't read the whole thing, so pause or screenshot if you'd like to. I just wanted to point out the user said this should be good for around 200,000 cars. And perhaps even more interesting, refining is super lucrative these days. Spodumene is around $2,500 per ton, and battery grade lithium carbonate is $63,500 per ton in the China spot market. So you do the math. And remember, all of our projections are just that, because ultimately we don't know which type of battery into which type of vehicle this lithium will go. That is obviously going to change the amount of vehicles that Tesla can make. India's demands for Tesla continue, saying they would need Tesla to source $500 million of auto components for the import tax cut on vehicles to be considered. They said this could start from a lower base, but Tesla would need to agree to ramp up Indian parts purchased by around 10 to 15% per year until a satisfactory level was achieved. Tesla said back in August it's already sourcing around $100 million in parts from India, and India replied saying it should also export made in India components to China if it plans to import cars from China into India. This bit was actually new, I hadn't seen this anywhere. Apparently last year, India asked Tesla to avoid selling cars made at its Shanghai factory in India. And look, this is a nuanced conversation, but on one hand, you have the Indian government saying we want a cleaner future. On the other hand, you have them saying, nope, we don't want any Teslas from Shanghai, one of the best factories in the world, ran by one of the best EV companies in the world. Speaking of India, I feel like I have to go over this. This tweet got 26,000 likes in a day and a ton of engagement from Kavi. One company in India named Praveg has also made an electric car like Tesla, which is better than Tesla in every respect. It's India's first electric car, and she gives credit for the vehicle to Narendra Modi. It's one thing to be proud of your country and its innovations. That's great, I support it. But to come out and make claims like this without really backing it up with any data is just not cool. And this vehicle is not even in production yet. It's supposed to go into production later this year. I was able to find this video of the car. I will link the full video below. Just wanted to show you a few different clips. So this is the interior, as you can see, like right by the armrest. Here you get a quick look at the side profile. And here you'll get a quick look at the interior and the dash, and this what seems to be steel or metal right here on the door. I mean, look, it's not my taste, and I don't know if this is what's actually going to go into production. Apparently this is still the prototype, but make of that what you will. But to come out and claim that it's better than Tesla, just want to let you guys know it's not. I also thought this tweet from Paul Graham was kind of appalling. This guy is a computer scientist, and he's well known for starting the Y Combinator. He said he imagined Elon's success was because he was a good manager, and someone that knew Elon had to tell him that it's actually because Elon is a brilliant engineer. He continued saying it's bad for car companies because it means they'll never catch Tesla because Elon keeps designing these things that nobody else really can do. And Paul said it's good news for businesses he's not yet competing with because he can't just expand and create all these products because he's the one heavily involved in the design and engineering. This right here just highlights how misunderstood Elon still is, as we have people like Paul thinking Elon is just a good manager. It's insane to me. Tesla China is now offering a paid retrofit for older Model 3 vehicles. As of late 2020, most Model 3s have the power trunk. However, this retrofit will cost $650 including labor, should become available in North America and Europe in the following months. The upgrade includes a 3-year warranty and provides new trunk control options via the UI in the vehicle and via the mobile app. And sure, there are cheaper ways to do this using third-party companies, but to have it done by Tesla with a warranty and maybe a few native features might not be a bad look for some customers. Tesla's phantom braking complaints have resulted in a NHTSA investigation. I honestly don't think this is the worst thing ever. It'll bring light to the situation, and really all automakers are struggling with this. I'll show you shortly. The number of complaints has ballooned to 354 over the past 9 months, of about roughly 2 million Teslas on the road, so not a common problem. According to NHTSA, there have been no reported crashes, injuries, or fatalities. Just to show you this is not new or only with Tesla, a Wall Street Journal article from 2019. NHTSA has fielded more than 400 individual complaints in the last 3 years from drivers of vehicles made by Nissan, Volkswagen, and Honda, and other major car manufacturers, flagging auto braking problems. I'd like to thank Surfshark for sponsoring today's video. As more of my life has transitioned into the interwebs, I've definitely enjoyed the peace of mind that a VPN like Surfshark can provide. And it never hurts when someone like Matt Farrell gives his stamp of approval. Surfshark encrypts all of the data that you send over the internet, so your passwords, messages, photos, and videos, or whatever you're doing online stays private. Unfortunately, there are plenty of commercial online services that use sophisticated targeting and tracking, but the good news is a VPN like Surfshark can protect you from that. In addition, with Surfshark's Clean Web, it will block ads, trackers, malware, and phishing attempts, so you can surf the web safely, whether at home or on the go. Surfshark is really easy to set up, whether iPhone or Android, Mac or PC. And Surfshark is one of the only VPNs to allow you to use one account on an unlimited number of devices. You can use my code ELECTRIFIED to get 83% off and 3 extra months free. Plus, Surfshark offers a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there is no risk to try it for yourself. The link is in the description below. Thanks to Surfshark for sponsoring this video, and thanks to all of you for the support. Korea's Solus is expected to supply battery copper foil to Tesla for the 4680s. Solus Advanced Materials actually started supplying Tesla in January, becoming the country's first battery materials producer to directly sell products to Tesla. Solus is supplying the copper foil to Tesla's battery plant at Giga Austin, and they say the facility is expected to have a capacity of 40 gigawatt hours. Now, they're saying Solus should meet 70% of all Tesla demand for battery production. Be extra careful with this one because of this. In the report, they say Tesla, which has been buying the 4680 batteries from Japan's Panasonic Corp. So far, all of the reporting has been that Panasonic is in the testing phase, not yet in production, meaning Tesla might not actually receive cells from Panasonic in the 4680 form until 2023. More accurate wording here would have been Tesla will be buying. The article is also predicting that Solus will supply Giga Berlin with this copper foil because it has a battery copper foil plant in Hungary. We know the demand for this copper foil is expected to more than triple by 2025, and that Redwood Materials has shared plans to ramp copper foil production to 100 gigawatt hours over the next few years. Yvonne from the EV Stock channel had shared this chart showing that over the last decade, the amount of copper discoveries has actually been very low. All this means is that new supply for this decade is going to be crucial to lock it in, and the earlier that these suppliers like Tesla can do so, presumably they will have lower prices as the demand increases and the supply decreases. What happens? Well, the price will go up. Speaking of, Redwood came out with a new blog post creating the first pathways for end-of-life electric vehicles kicking off in California. They say Ford Motor Company and Volvo Cars are the first automakers to directly support the program, but we will accept all lithium-ion and nickel metal hydride batteries in the state and welcome other automakers to join us in this effort. As you see, Tesla is not yet listed for this specific end-of-life vehicle recycling program. Why is that? Well, many reasons. One, Tesla might want to be doing their own end-of-life recycling in their own way. Some of it could be recycling. Maybe they just want to use those packs from older Teslas for battery energy storage or some other application. So why would Tesla do this? Well, they have the battery expertise that legacy auto just does not have. So presumably they'll be able to do recycling on their own, and they can take these end-of-life battery packs and use them for battery energy storage or something else. Whereas legacy auto desperately needs Redwood Materials because they don't have that battery expertise. So at this point, it's great for Redwood to help these other automakers, and Tesla can kind of do its own thing. Once again, that's not to say Tesla won't work with Redwood in the future. Redwood says annually 6 gigawatt hours of lithium-ion batteries, or the equivalent of 60,000 EVs, come through Redwood's doors. Most of the recycled lithium-ion batteries in North America today. So this new California pilot program, starting with Ford and Volvo, is focused on how Redwood can create pathways with Ford and Lincoln electrified vehicles to come off the road at the end of their lives and be recycled and manufactured into battery materials to make more locally manufactured EVs. And while Tesla is not part of this new pilot program for end-of-life battery packs, Tesla will indirectly be working with Redwood through Panasonic at Giga Nevada, as Panasonic is going to be using Redwood's materials to make batteries by the end of this year. We have the Mach-E beating Tesla's Model 3 as Consumer Reports top EV for 2022. Look, personally, I don't really care about Consumer Reports. I've said it before. I actually think this is a great thing for Ford. They're working hard. I want to see them do well. I think the Mach-E is a quality vehicle. Would I buy it over a Tesla? No, but that's just my personal preference. And not everything is a conspiracy, but with Consumer Reports, always remember that Marta Tellado is the president and CEO, and she worked at the Ford Foundation as the vice president for global communications and an officer of the board. I'm not at all saying the Mach-E is not worthy of this award, just something for people to know. In summary, they said the Mach-E is sporty and more practical and easier to live with, pretty subjective. The Ford is also quieter and rides better. Okay, the Mach-E has an edge when it comes to reliability, according to first-year results in our annual auto surveys of CR members. To be fair, they still had good things to say about the Model 3, saying it's a great choice and Consumer Reports recommends it. I'm still baffled why there's so much attention on the driver monitoring system, as Consumer Reports said that's the main reason why Tesla, the Model 3, failed compared to the Mach-E, and they were looking at hands-free driving and alerting drivers who failed to pay attention, saying that Ford is doing it better. And what in the world is going on with people covering up the cameras and then saying, hey, Tesla's not working because your camera's covered up? Well, what do you think is going to happen, and why are people doing this test? I don't understand it. In my opinion, this will have close to a zero impact on Tesla demand. However, I do think it's a really good thing for Ford, and I'm happy to see it because I want to see the Mach-E do well. In response to a Biden tweet from about a week ago, Elon shared this article. That article being Cars.com, naming the Tesla Model 3 the first all-electric car of the year in the 2021 American-Made Index, making it the first all-electric vehicle to top the list in its 16-year history. The annual survey results rank new vehicles that contribute most to the U.S. economy based on U.S. factory jobs, manufacturing plants, and sourcing of parts. And in the second place spot was Ford with its factory in Flat Rock, Michigan, where they make the Mustang. Now, no, this is not the Mach-E because yes, that is produced in Mexico. This is talking about the ICE version. And this was interesting. Research done by Cars.com showed 72% of shoppers consider a car's US economic impact an important deciding factor in their vehicle purchase. So if that data point is true, then it's very important we spread the word how American Tesla really is. And here we have it, Elon going toe-to-toe with the SEC yet again with some very pointed words, accusing the SEC of a calculated effort to chill his right to free speech. This is all stemming from that 2018 agreement and revised in 2019 settlement where Tesla basically had to monitor Elon's communications with the public and shareholders. In a new court filing, Elon's lawyer wrote, the SEC has broken its promises, weaponizing the consent decree by using it to try to muzzle and harass Mr. Musk and Tesla. The SEC also has not yet distributed to shareholders the $40 million it fined Elon and the company as part of the 2018 settlement. Elon's lawyer Alex Spiro on that point said, while instead the SEC has been devoting its formidable resources to endless unfounded investigations. Spiro has asked for a conference to find out why the SEC is issuing subpoenas unilaterally without court approval and why the money isn't being distributed. Spiro said the SEC seems to be targeting Elon and Tesla for unrelenting investigation, largely because Elon remains an outspoken critic of the government. The SEC's outsized efforts seem calculated to chill his exercise of First Amendment rights rather than to enforce generally applicable laws in an even-handed fashion. This letter comes roughly 1 week after Tesla disclosed the SEC issued a new subpoena into Tesla in November of 2021, presumably over the Elon tweet asking if he should sell 10% of stock. So basically, Elon and Spiro thought that Tesla settling and paying a $40 million fine to shareholders and a separate $20 million fine would put this matter to bed and let the team move forward doing its own thing. However, Elon still feels like he is being harassed by the SEC unnecessarily. And look, for what it's worth, I do not think that anything material that would impact Tesla will come from this. Maybe a fine here and there, but nothing that you need to worry about. It's just frustrating and annoying that Elon has to spend any amount of his time focusing on this, but apparently he thinks it's worth it, so we'll see how it shakes out. And this was a very illuminating tweet from Elon saying he was at lunch with Charlie Munger in 2009 where he told the whole table all the ways Tesla would fail. Made me quite sad, but I told him I agreed with all those reasons and that we would probably die, but it was worth trying anyway. The takeaway here, always believe in yourself even when nobody else does. Don't forget to check out Surfshark VPN, link in the description below. Like the video if you did, have a wonderful day, and a huge thank you to all of my Patreon supporters.